What is the value of my money if I do not have respect, if I do not have love, if I do not care for other people, if I do not bring joy? So I have to have all these characters within me as a person, willing to give away so that I can receive.
Kiona msichana wetu ameanza kuvaa leso hivi. Ishaenda hiyo.
Hawana nyota.
Praise God. Praise God. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Praise God.
Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is All Things Rosa, and today I'm with a group of amazing team. They are known as winners. They are single, some looking to transition into marriage, and we are going to have an awesome fellowship together. We are going to have fun together today. To be honest, I wasn't prepared to moderate. You have been shika show, but I was just coming to celebrate with you guys. So I don't know what to say, but there's one thing that I do know is that I am very passionate about singlehood and single people because I was there. I normally say that according to the society's expectation, I married late because I married at the age of 32. I was just 2 months to 33. So that, according to our societal expectations, is very late. But according to my timeline, wasn't as late. Yes, and according to God, that I think ni kama maybe mini baby. So, so that is how we got there, and I tend to believe that it's my passion. So for anything, and then I've done a lot of research on singlehood and so many things surrounding singles. And since I've been in the world as a single and then I got born again as a single, I have noticed the drift and the differences. So I'm willing to go with you to walk with you through the journey with anything that I can answer. Kuna zingine zenye hata mnaweza niuliza na sina jibu. I'm just praying that the Holy Spirit will guide me well, and that I will also be able to respond to what I can respond to, but be as free as possible. To me, hata hiyo word ukitaka kuuliza kitu na una feel hiyo word ni mzito, it's not holy. I normally say that just say it. Do not over spiritualize something mpaka context yako inapotea juu unatafuta ile thou art. Just be an open book and feel free.
Okay, thank you, Rosa. So maybe to start us off, I can ask for them, since you touched on something about readiness. Since you talked about that, my first question is, marriage readiness means different things to men and a totally different thing to ladies. So how true is that statement?
Yeah, true. To me, I would say it's 100% true, because different people take readiness differently. Some tend to feel they are ready because of age, their age limits. Some tend to feel they are ready because they are told they are ready. Some feel in their body that they are ready. Some want children. Some are lonely. Some are broke and looking for a sort of. So there are different ways. There's a reason of why. Depending on your financial, on your plan, not only financial, but depending on what you look at in terms of readiness.
Right now, but if I'm with that person's feeling loneliness, I feel like complete.
You feel complete.
Yes.
But what other things drives you apart from loneliness?
What if
you care for that person?
Then what?
Yes.
What if a third person comes and you feel complete around them again? You're not lonely. At the same time.
Okay.
It's your point.
Can you also chip in?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I think that point of loneliness is, well, it's valid to some extent, but I also think it would create a big vulnerability if you got into the marriage space with that in mind and at heart. Because I think the way Scripture looks at marriage is not from the point of desperation, like desperately needing a companion. It's from a point of, I wouldn't look at it like a necessity, but a complement. It's not like you actually really need it, but having it is a big advantage.
Me, I usually have a challenge with knowing God timings. Because unapatanga kuna watu tu testimony, I got married at 48. Sijui, and they wanasema kama testimony, what if you feel that you are not in the position to go to 48? How to understand the God timings?
God has you in his heart. He has you in the mind. And he knows your time. He knows your purpose. He knows your right time. But then again, he will not announce it. Like, si ati imeandikwa wewe utakuwa 45, so unangojea 45 ifike. Honestly, I can throw that to Pastor.
Because this question is touching on God's timing. Not the direction you've taken, but you had to at least say something. Our God does not have one formula for humanity. That if he did it to someone at 48, then yours might be at that age. And I will give an example with Abraham. In that lineage of Abraham, there is Isaac, and then there is Jacob, and then there is Joseph. All of them were blessed at different times. Abraham was blessed when he was old. Isaac was blessed when he was not that old. So if we bring that one into the context of marriage, we cannot limit ourselves that God's timing is because so and so gave a testimony. That is God's timing for that particular person, not for you. So the testimony should encourage you, but not make you start feeling that I might go to 48 before I get married. It is not like that.
Okay.
Yes, and that is why you'll find that there is somebody younger than you who is married, and you are in fact even siblings, and you are wondering, how did it happen? God has his own timings for everyone. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Any other question?
Yes. I wanted to ask, when it comes to dating, the dating bit, how do you run it? Like, some people have a rule whereby they'll do 2 years, some people will do 1 year, and I always have a problem with that part, because you'll feel like somebody is wasting your time, because there is a thin line between wasting time and being patient. And sometimes you try to be patient with somebody, but you're wasting time. And sometimes you are wasting time with somebody thinking that you're patient. So how do you determine that this person now we can take this one to another level, and what puts you in that level where now you feel like this person, we are ready for this?
On matters timeline, I think again it's personal as per relationship. I would say it's personal as per relationship. But if you're doing it in a godly way, we will advise a shorter period of time. Why am I saying this shorter period of time? Because once you're dating in purity.
Yeah.
And with purity, you have to be really keen on yourself and avoid temptation. And longer dating is one of the ways of putting yourself in a position to be tempted. Because dating someone for 2 years, what would you have not done together in the span of 2 years? So you can minimize it. And I've heard somewhere, I don't know if I can quote them, but for now I tend to believe that in Christianity there's no dating. There's courtship, then marriage. You find, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. So you find your wife, you don't find a girlfriend. Also, some people might take longer to get married because of circumstances. You might find you're doing a long distance relationship. He's in Qatar, you're in Kenya. And that time frame is a bit limited. So you can do the dating as you wait for the person or something, but you just have to date with a purpose. The moment you're getting into a relationship, you guys already know where you're headed. And if you're not planning, things might break, yes, but if you're not planning to see it to the end, then don't waste each other's time. That's where wasting each other's time. You did not define it on the onset that we are doing this. You're trying. Wacha tujaribu. So don't get into a Christian relationship kujaribu. Get into with an intention. If things don't work or things don't fall in place, then well and good things happen. But just have a purpose, have a plan set. I don't know if I've answered well.
Yeah, you've answered well. I can also add something. I know this our generation is different from this old generation where you will hear somebody tell you, by the way, we dated for 4 or 5 years. These people knew each other, maybe in school setup or working setup. And when you look at them, or during those days, even the mode of communication was not that convenient. And therefore, if, let me use June. June, can I use you? What did you just say? I can say we are friends because I've known her for quite a while. We've never had a close touch with each other. If today June and I, or if I can go to her and now I want to raise that kind of an agenda, I must be very clear that I'm raising an agenda for marriage, but not to waste her time or to make her waste my time. So it is out of this wasting of time whereby some people don't go into relationship with set agenda. They first want to try. They have not made up their minds. They still want to test many waters by talking and seeing how those people behave. There is a point that was said that men are imperfect, women are imperfect. So maybe you are this kind of a person who is looking for perfection. Yeah. And because of that, that relationship will take longer. At the end of the day, again, it will not materialize. So if you go with agenda set well, a short period of time for us Christians is a good one. Because let nobody lie to you that you will know somebody better before you get married to them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That one is well said.
Okay, thank you. So let me put Adam on the spot. I have a question. They said, or he said that I have to get my money right before I get a wife. And also they said, or she said, I should ask in the first date about the credit scores and the salaries and such stuff. Is that the way to go?
Thank you so much for this time. I can put it this way. When I met her, sikuwa na kitu. Si sikuwa na kitu per se, but sikuwa na ati domob niseme ata I'm going to start a family this much, because I remember when I went to see the father told me, what do you have? Akunikuotia that get me 1 million, get me 500,000, or get me 50K. The father told me, what do you have? The same way God asked Moses, what do you have? Moses said, I have a rod. So when the dad told me, what do you have? And with the men that I had gone with, they were wise and told me, you do this, get this and this and this, get some amount of money, and get some amount, give your father-in-law, some amount, give your mother-in-law, some amount, give the siblings. And that was it. And then after that, I was told, now go plan your thing. Yeah. So hakuna wakati pesa itaitosha. Atisema cha ni yake ifike 100,000. Tafika mahali hiyo 100,000, somebody calls you, but then you're gonna fix, I need some cash. Tukumbuka 100,000 yako ulikuwa na save ya harusi, uende utoe 15. Na wewe umerudi nyuma.
Yeah.
100 steps back. So pesa huwa itoshi. So whatever the little you have, use that to start your family. Yeah.
Okay, I'll answer. And the question about what things people discuss in their first date? Is it the right time to discuss their salaries, their credit scores, and other personal details? Or at what point in the relationship does that come up?
It depends with your intention. It depends with your intention.
But these are not my questions.
Is it his question or
no,
it's anyone's?
It's anyone. We are just discussing, and it's not my question. I'm just trying to, we are just trying to sharpen one another.
Okay, I will say on.
I want to attend to it. I love what my brother said. It depends on your intention. If we meet the first day, or we've called ourselves for the first date, and we sit there, the first thing that we start talking about is how much do you earn? For sure. I don't think that personally
I can't hold a conversation, but
we have to admit, and I'm glad that we are here as born again people. Friends, we must be very honest with ourselves. Because we cannot worship God and believe God on one side of this of the coin and still doubt that same God on the other side of the coin. If you want to get married to someone, it is that person you want to get married to. Not the material the person has. Not even the level of education the person has. As much as we want good things, some of those good things will find us along the way. If truly we get married with that first intention of building a family. So there are some talks that you should not come with on the very first date, even for men, because I believe asking for salary can either be of both sides. What if this person is not an employed person, someone who just depends on business, of which somehow when you want to get to know what are the earnings at the end of the month for his business, it is fluctuating with months, and that is the conversation you have. So conversation of finances should not come at the beginning. Though it is a very critical conversation, it should come at a certain time. But the question is, what if your expectation of what the person should be earning is it is not what you've got? Will you then stop the relationship there? So the intention, the main reason why you are getting into a relationship matters a lot. And if we get that one right, we shall not allow the world to spoil our minds or to corrupt our minds and to start running with that fantasy of, I cannot date a man who's broke. That man you call broke today might be rich tomorrow.
Amen.
Sure.
Marianne.
Okay, maybe if I just concur with what she has said in the sense of why, like the topic of finance and what somebody earns, it's not like you're even planning to discuss about it. You find most of the times, especially in this era, you find a man, or just majority of the ladies, when you talk to them, they tell you, like this man wants to find out like how much do you earn. Like you've discussed it and you've said let us not only dwell on the topic of money when you're meeting with somebody or when you're discussing, but it is there. So like we need to know how to go about it when it happens. Because now you're meeting somebody, they want to know how much you're earning, how it goes. So like, is it a red flag? Are you supposed to?
The first point that I will say, so one, what has worked for us will not work for you. Sometimes we listen to people and their stories, and we want those same things to happen to us. And then we do that one. There are some cases whereby you meet someone and they are so open with you, they will tell you everything on the first date, but still they have a good agenda to continue their relationship. Why should it act as a red flag? Money is needed. It is not a lie. We cannot get married and then we go and spend stones. We need money to spend. So my point is that everyone has their lives defined. and everyone have their relationships defined. So sometimes we talk over this so that at least you have a hint of how to approach yours when it comes. So if it happened to Shikuku, maybe the first date, the lady talked to me and told me, by the way, this is what I earn. And somehow that money becomes less than your expectation, then it means your agenda is not marriage, as per se. There are people who are married to money, not to men or to women.
Can I ask a question?
Kidogo. Allow me to, Valerie, to go first.
Yes.
Then
Sorry, let me not take off.
My question is,
it's a discussion for everyone. Yes.
should a broke person not marry? Because
How broke is broke?
no, because kuna mtu amesema mwezi oana mwende mkakule. Yeah, that's it. So does it mean a broke person? You know, no one is broke, by the way. You're only broke in your mind. So should a broke person not marry? Because at the end of the day, being broke, I can be broke with my 50k. You can be broke with your 500k. Yeah. So mkisema tutakula mawe, what do you mean?
You know, the point of talking about stones.
If you're broke in the head.
Always people react to things. Always people react to things based on their consumption. The way you've picked the word stone could limit your reasoning with that. So there is no point where marriage is financial. But I've said that even God in His wisdom, finance is a medium of exchange. And therefore, whether it is 10 shillings, it is still going to be used as a medium of exchange. Whether it is a million, it is still going to be used as a medium of exchange. So my point was, even if I don't have money now, somehow it might make you uncomfortable with me. But if we are two persons with good intentions to marry each other, we shall get married as we trust God. But again, we also have to work hard. You know, there is a point of trusting God, but that God doesn't call us to be lazy. He calls us to work. So we must get there and tell ourselves, yes, this is the point we are starting, but I know I cannot reach Z without starting from point A, and I cannot jump point A to point D. So we can start somewhere to the point you say someone is broke, because if I get a lady and even in that my lowest part, she's still ready to marry me, it will be somewhere. So I use that stone at least to give an example. Yeah.
Yeah. Me, okay, just to add on to what he was saying, I usually think that marriage is about sharing big time. It's what you have. You have that 10 shillings, you can share with the person. You have that 100 bob, you can share with that person. And again, somebody can have that 100 shillings and they still won't give you even a dime. So it's about, to me, it's more of sharing, because you'll have it, but the other person will not have it. So by the end of the day, you people won't be walking in the same line. That is according to me. For this person's question, when you're broke in the head, please don't even try marriage. Yeah, because you're already broken. That is the big answer to that. If you're broke in the head, don't even try marriage, because you'll break the other person.
Okay, Liz.
One, I'm talking in the perspective of a woman, and probably what I would be looking for in a man. I would be looking for security, and mostly, okay, the whole thing about how much you earn is just an overdose. Like it's overrated. It's all about you've been living. How have you been living? Kwa nini tukipatana all of a sudden ni kama jua hauko unaishi? So this whole thing is all about from the dating part, kutoka mwanze kudate hapo, the openness, the being friends, getting to know this person clearly. Alikuambia vizuri anaishi aje? How have I been surviving in Nairobi? Hakuna mtu alikuja in Nairobi, not unless for wale walikuja wakapata mababa zao, na they have godfathers, they have their own lands. We all came here to hustle. So if you go with that mindset, like I have a brother, that brother
is tumeachana na miaka 2. How would I expect the guy that I'm getting in the next na tumeachana tu na miaka 2 hakuwa ameachieve millions? Do I have those millions myself? No, I don't. But now you who don't have that millions and you want me as a wife, what effort? It's the effort and the intention and the security you're giving me as your partner. That is going to make me take a leap of faith. I don't know. Sijaoleka, I know less, but it's just. I've been in a relationship for so long, and I think the leap of faith, it is what makes the relationship keep going.
Yeah.
Just the effort yenye mtu anashinda akikuonyesha. Yes, ikuwa jana, the inconsistency. Yesterday, you took, like, I remember there's a guy I dated for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, yes. The first date, the guy took me to Java. He gave me an impression, you have money. The second date, he took me to Big Square. The third date, good enough, alikuwa anaishi karibu around Church Road. So he asked me where to go to church. See what GCI. Okay. So apparently I told him where you go to church. He told me, oh, I live around. Maybe from church, udu pitia lunch. Mi siko mbaya. Yes, Bishop anasemaga tusiende kwa nyumba za wanaume, but me, okay, not unless I know where you live. Not unless I know you. Not unless I know 3 of your friends, I don't know you. I have seen people being washed. Just because tunapatana kwa street and you tell me, oh, Pastor ni huyu. Anamuonanga tu na suti kila siku. Nasikia ananiambianga ameenda job. I don't know what kind of a job you do. I don't know you. Besides your profession, how you dress, there's the inner person. Kuna ule mtu ukiingia kwako, camera, curtain, you. I would love to see that person. So me I said, why not? Kanisa imesha that service sana niko na njaa. Mimi na chakula kwa nini nikatae kwenda? For the people who know me, I can't kosa kwenda kukula. Me I go, I sit, I'm like, okay, I give a direction, I get there. Sikumjudge. But I would see this person, hata yeye, he starts now explaining his case to me. Oh, you see, sijui, I was living, sijui, my girlfriend, sijui, what took away this. Then I'm like, dude, then mbona tungeenda kukunywa chai Caribbean? Why can't you save that slack and wenda ununua sufuria? Why can't you say, like, sometimes CCC, like, tunajajiwa for no apparent reason. It is the guys who set the bar for us. And then when we start questioning it, it looks like, we sasa unanijudge juu umeanza kuona. From the word go, if you just came politely and calmly, full of grace and full of the cloth with the Holy Spirit and just told me, Sister Elizabeth, I like you and I want this, I'll take that. But don't tell me you have this and you have that and you don't have that. So now, to kuharibu, my time to go home ikafika. The guy had the audacity to tell me anichukulie Uber. Nilikuwa naishi Imara. I'm like, nikamwambia tunaweza enda pale nichukue mat ni 20 bob. Iniweke Kobe, I walk. No hapana nini. That was not worse enough. The guy insists to take the ride with me for security. If that is not stupidity, to take the ride with me. Mpaka Imara na imeshafika saa 2. You see, what's ambia mtu uko na ujinga. Lakini in your mind you're like, this is not the husband you want. You should reason. You should think as a man. Kuna vitu hata upasui kuonyesha mtu unataka kuoa your insecurities and your weaknesses. Hata kama unanishuku probably saa 2 ya usiku tunapanda Uber mimi na wewe. Mimi ni mtoto wa kindergarten. So we agreed. We went. Tukafika. He took a boda back home.
Instead of the Uber.
Yes. The next day I just told him, to be sincere, I hate hurting anyone's limits. We all come from different places. In any situation where I can be kind, I will be kind. Because see what we are tunapitia. Maybe this person is depressed. Maybe huyu anafanya hiki tu for and he need, like nilimwambia tu, me I feel there's much you need to do as a person. You have not healed from your previous relationship, and this thing, I think I felt akona insecurities too zake. And the guy cried. He started crying on the phone. Mazim she pata cycles. And then the next day it was in a relationship. I came in.
Men's conference.
Just a minute. Before tuendelee, I want to release Pastor Shikuku. Akona some errands. Wacha tuwaseme kwa heri. Tutakutana naye next session.
This topic is so wide. That topic is so wide.
You're coming.
Because we will not talk about security and all that. Hey, it's big.
To members of Winners, first and foremost, I want to thank God once again for allowing this to happen. Seeing these wonderful faces here, with the energy that we have, with the ideas, knowledge, and wisdom that we have, we are powerhouses, and we can make great things. I believe the ministry that has brought us together was not just to see us transition to marriage, and then we forget. I believe there is so much we can achieve together. We can inspire lives, we can influence destinies, and we can help people to achieve their dreams and to realize their purposes. Let us not be afraid to make decisions in life, even if it is a relationship decision, because I believe that which we desire, God is faithful to grant it to us. So as we discuss these relationship matters, let us have an open mind as we absorb, but not everything that we say here could be right. So you also be very careful with what you conceive, and I believe we shall make an impact. So I want to wish all of us all the best. I'm sorry that I couldn't stay until we come to the end of this session, but God bless each and everyone as we go out there to build the economy of this nation. Let us do it with a lot of vigor. Above all, don't allow negative mentality to influence your life. This lady has done so much, and Brother Barakat, they have done so well, and we really appreciate them, and our able treasurer, keep the good work. And we came here with my brother Mutai when almost everyone had done the introduction. We don't know how many weddings are there, but for those weddings that are there, seven. This year alone.
Wait.
So there is work for us. Wow.
In process 7.
I want to wish all those 7 people who are intending, please, if you made up your mind, don't look backwards. Let's focus ahead. And how these weddings happen. Let's celebrate one another. Let us remain as a family, and I believe we shall make an impact. I don't know, but I know Rachel and Rispa here have good reports about this, how battalions are performing. I don't know where we are placed. I don't know whether we could be the best or we could be the opposite, but I pray to God that we shall try to be a good and a working battalion. Mungu awabariki sana.
Amen.
Yes.
Thank you. Sydney can give us a parting shot as we go. So.
Parting shot?
Yes.
Okay.
And this is a good man.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
It is such a pleasure and honor to meet you this evening. And what we are discussing here is very practical. It reminds me of Arboretum. Also, you led a very nice discussion, and it's bearing fruits. Let's continue in this spirit, and let's not compare others, or compare maybe your situation to someone else, because things work differently. So I may not talk so much because of time. I'm rushing somewhere. 1, 2, 3 things naenda kufanya. Mungu awabariki.
Okay, thank you.
You eat my cake?
Definitely, Pastor. Sydney.
I will eat your cake.
I will eat my cake.
Why can't you end it, damn? Adam has something to say. Adam wanted to.
Yes, Adam. For the men who attended the men's conference yesterday, lift up your hand.
Where? Valerie Sulika uliattend.
Only two attended. Only two attended. Now, men, there was something that was said yesterday in the men's conference that men need to take their places in society, because it's realized that the women are taking your place in society. What do I mean? You're the priesthood to that family. So you are being encouraged that you take your place. Unafaa kuact kama mwanaume, act like a man. We attended, we had to attend a class, me and my brother there, call it Man Enough, whereby we are scrutinized and taken through the how to be a man, how to take care of your family if you have one, how to protect your family in case of any attack. And in fact, you're being encouraged as a man, you unakuwa faa kuwa unamka wa kwanza kuombea your wife and your family. Because the speaker alikuwa anasema inafika mahali ukiwa upigio ufanye maombi as in you don't fast, iko hivi unapepewa, shetani akikaa mbele anapita na wewe. No, because we're uombi or fast, you don't read the word, you're not branded in Christ. So you're being asked to take your place in society. And by taking your place in society, I want to echo what Lisa said. Work hard. Yeah? Work hard. In fact, work extra hard. Whereby, kama unajua you are working in a, let me say, unafanya job, and then you don't have, you hauna side hustle. And make sure as it after side hustle yenye itaku push kwa nini to for you to run your family, because hakuna situation yenye uta expect wife wako ku support whereby wewe zako kanazo but unazifinyanga kwa mfuko ama ukizifinya kwa mfuko kwa zile za nilitumia sister yangu home anasoma shule. You have your wife becomes the first priority in the family. So make sure we work extra hard. That's why you see me, I'm trying to work extra hard. On a Sunday I go to work, of which I'm not supposed to be going to work. But I'm working extra to provide for my wife and my family. So to all the men that are here, work extra hard. Yeah? Work extra hard, and remember you are the priesthood to that family. When you have your family, you're the priesthood. You're the one to take control of your family. That's how.
Jitume as a man. On the point of Liz, I'm still back there. She had elaborated a lot, and this one brings the question that most people really asked. It's normally, most, especially ladies, say do not settle for less. So when do you know you have settled for less, or what does settling for less mean? Anyone here can answer. What do you understand by the term? Because basically, yes, the financial is not an issue to some extent to a relationship, and also the other things that are non-issues. But what is, because even I would tell a lady, do not settle for less. So what does that mean? In your own opinion, what do you understand by do not settle for less?
Like, okay, according to me, settling for less is settling for something that you don't understand, and you'll have problem understanding. It's like, okay, for example, it's just like let us take somebody like the CEO of Safaricom dating somebody Mama Mboga somewhere. That leave the finances away from this. Okay, that dude is thinking on a different level, and then this lady is also thinking on a different level, and now you feel like it's either you're feeling that somebody is dragging you behind because you people are not thinking. I think the settling for less is whereby you feel like the other person is dragging you. or you are
Bring
just
you down.
you are just too fast for this person, and now you feel like what he's going to think in the next year, you've already thought about it even before. You're getting my point? Like you've thought of having a house, you've thought of like doing whatever, but your husband here is still thinking about paying rent for the next like 10 years or something. So you feel like you've settled here, but you're not comfortable because you feel like you'll bring something on the table that he will not be able to understand from your point, or will think that you're seeing somebody else who is having this from their end and you're bringing it into your house. So your people will like be having issues, like the traffic won't be like running through. Yeah.
Please. My understanding of settling for less is sasa hiyo word imepotea kizungu, but it's just I know my principles and then I go for the opposite. Like I kuitwaje akili kizungu tumia kigamba ni hata hiyo word kwa kikamba pia sijui vile nini but a compromise.
Yes.
You can imagine that is what that is. You compromise on things that matter to you. Matters faith, matters wellness, matters security, matters hapo. To me, I will hapo nitakuwa nitasema settle for less. Because apparently, like the things that matter to me, and then I choose the opposite just for satisfaction of I don't know whatever will be satisfying, I have settled for less.
I think ile you have to beg someone for the bare minimum. Like kuna zile vitu like if you are in a relationship with someone, ikuwe ni wewe ndio every time you're checking up on them and them they are not doing it. It's like it's you every time too. Umekula, umefanya ni like yeah, it's one-sided. Like it's one-sided. But sometimes he shows up, sometimes he doesn't show up. Like alafu nasema since this one time he did this, then inamaanisha he has it in him. Maybe sometime he'll change. Okay, I used to have that problem of making excuses for people. Yeah. Anafanya kitu then mimi niko tu hapo nasema maybe alikuwa busy, maybe alikuwa hivi. Then it's mimi naona hiyo ndio saa settling for less.
I have an observation which is also an answer, I think. I think settling for less is going below your expectations. Although we are taught not to get into these things with expectations. So I was asking, are we supposed to have something like a checklist? It's expectations of what you want in a person.
At least a percentage.
Okay. I almost feel like settling for less goes for the financial aspect of it for the majority of the people. Yes. Like hata kama mtu hata accept, but I almost feel like that's it. Mm-hmm. The financial aspect of
Washigadi.
Can I say something?
Get something to say.
I think for me, settling for less, I'll put everything in your mind, because your mind you're in control, even your life. So if you are planning to, like in the next 5 years, I don't want to have rented a house or something, I want to live. When someone is there, they are just okay even living their children in that house, you know? Like then you go for that person and you're like, okay, let's do this. You know? Yeah. Like your mind is settling and to having a whole home, but someone doesn't care. Just they are thinking about just how we can have fun just to deal with today's things. They don't care about tomorrow. Yeah. So settling for less is not about money. By the money is the last thing to think about. Yeah, let me be honest. If at all you need someone, you need that person, not just money. Maybe you find someone with a lot of money, then after all you waste it. You yourself, not him. Then you are left like a beggar. So I think it's about your mind. It's not about finances. It's not about what you have, but what you have in mind. That's what matters in life.
June.
Back to you.
June. I say something. Okay, I also think that sometimes settling for less, you see venye Eliza alikuwa anasema that we have principles and the things that we agree on and the things that yenyewe nikiona hii siwezi tolerate for 50 years. Unajua? But because you feel like you've invested so much in the relationship and you've seen how this person is treating you, literally you can't agree on how the person handles a conflict,
Yes.
a situation, but you're just there because that there is no better for me. There is no any other better than this. Ama ile perspective that there's no better.
Like
it has to
block.
be this one. And honestly, people are capable. See mabonati, this is how I am as a person, hii ni personality yangu. People have the ability to adapt, to adjust, to change. So your mentality, I have to be in this relationship even if I am suffering to death. You're even fighting for something that is dead. It's just draining you. You're continuing to become very broken. In the sense that God hakuna kitu ingine tumeinvest sana. I mean, God has way better. Way better. Yeah, so for me that would be settling. Agreeing to what you don't subscribe to, in the sense that we have done this, we have invested this for this time, yet you don't have peace. Yeah, basically.
Well answered. Okay, so anyone with another, it's done.
You had a question. Remember the question.
Someone
Should we have a
He posed a
checklist?
question.
Oh, the checklist, yes.
Yeah, so on settling for less, I think everyone basically has covered it. And it is true, do not settle for less. Now your less varies. And it also goes straight to his question about checklist. Even as a Christian, as a believer, and you believe that God is sending someone your way, you need to just inform God or tell God what it is you need. And be very realistic with it. Do your checklist. Do not overdo it, and do not exaggerate on your checklist. Like for example, you want to say, God, I want a kind man. Give me a kind man. Have you checked yourself? Are you kind enough? Because you should go with what you have. Any relationship you're getting into, get in with what am I giving. Do not get in with the mindset, if ever you'll get peace. And I think this works. It's what are you giving? What am I going with as a person? The moment you're prepared, this thing my grandmother told me way back, I didn't even think of marriage at that time. But she used to, our home, our neighborhood, so many children are married. They got married at the age of, at class 6, class 4, 8. So there are so many. And my grandmother used to encourage us by asking us, in Luo, getting married means idikatedo, which directly translates that you're going to cook. So my grandmother would ask us, iditedo ango? You're going to cook. What are you going to cook? So have that thing that you're going to cook. Then get married. So in this, it's very wide. At that particular time, Mama, as I was growing, I used to think it's just having your money. So I used to really work hard for my money. But what is the value of my money if I do not have respect? If I do not have love? If I do not care for other people? If I do not bring joy? So I have to have all these characters within me as a person, willing to give away so that I can receive. But not going empty, willing to be given or to receive. So prepare a checklist. Tall, dark, and handsome is no longer a checklist.
Do those guys exist?
Yeah.
So, okay, a question. So, basically, is it true to say that you will attract who or what you are?
You attract who you are. By that statement works. You attract who you are. If you're an abusive, you might be mentally abusive, and you do not know it until you meet someone. But although there are abusive people in nature as well, but in most percentage you will attract who you are. That is one. Two, the term narcissistic has been overused. To an extent that mtu receive call yako nasema this is narcissist. Imekuwa overused. So be very keen. Excuse me. Be very keen. Study to understand who a narcissist is and understand it in depth. Then look at your character.
Yes.
Are you that person? First, before you start looking at someone and saying he's a narcissist. At saizi ex wa kila mtu najua alikuwa narcissist. Because that term have been overused, it has been misused. Even the toxic. Yes. Now everyone is toxic. Everyone is. Just try to understand the term in depth. Then check yourself before you call someone that.
So I think we can now agree that it's fine. I can make my list, my party list of what I really want in a man. But also it is important that either whatever that I've written, let me be that. Let me be those things. If I want a well-financial. It starts with me. It starts with me. I have to be a loving person. He has to be definitely.
Exactly.
So I think we can agree.
And if the guy you want has at least 50% of what is in your list, what is stopping you from getting from that? Also check your. There's this. We are told everyone is not perfect, so everyone comes with an imperfection. Check his level or her level of imperfection. Is it something I am willing to stay with for the rest of my life? There's an imperfection that you can't stand. And there's an imperfection that you can stand. So look at the imperfection. If you can't stand, just end it. Usiseme, do not postpone for the worst, to wait for the worst, ama ati change.
Lakini itauma.
So choose your imperfection, choose a weakness that you can work with, and my weakness that he can stand, and his weakness that I can stand.
What? Okay. What?
By the last question from me, that is, do you people like have what do you call it? Now that there is a time that everybody like needs space, and when you people are together, is there a time that like now you like put it that you're doing your own thing and he's doing his own thing, like on a Sunday now afternoon when people are not you're not in church, you people are at home or something? Is there a time that like you people create, or every time that you people like are on each other's neck?
Kwanza, we are two different people like this. Like this. And my world is so different from his. We are just trying to find a balance. As at now, we are trying to find a balance. So I can't really say that 100% I'm on him like this. Kuna time yako tu shughuli yake, na hata ukitaka kumdistract aje yako yake. Na kuna time pia mimi niko tu zangu kabisa. But we find time and create time for ourselves. It's something we were trained and also we learned, and because we love our space, personal spaces, we've learned to share the space, but we are two different people.
Okay, hey, thank you for clarifying that, because me, I don't like clingy people, and I had a problem with it. Sometimes you find somebody is too next to you, and you're working.
He's breathing.
Yeah.
But you see,
yeah, I thought that is the way that people like to run.
with the world of YouTube currently and relationship goals, we tend to believe that is how it is. Especially when you watch couples channels, utaona, oh babe, watu wako hivi, and then someone is cooking, anawapea tutorial ya cooking, alafu anauliza babe from far, babe nieke curry powder. You see, like it's one thing. It's not. I think the idea of marriage ukiingia na hiyo ya concept ya what you see in the channels, you will be disappointed ile because ground iko different. Kuna time mtu anataka tu space yake na ana deserve space yake. Na kuna time anakuhitaji hapo.
Yeah. At least somebody has clarified my point.
Just something to add to what you're saying. I think, well, most of us who are at this, like, tuko millennials, some Gen Zs, kiasi. So, probably will get married in our 20s, some in their early 30s. Like, man, you've been alone, not alone, like you've not been married for 30 years. You've not been married for 25 years or 27 years. You've been alone, like you've been alone. You've had your life for that long. Yeah. It doesn't mean that this is my thinking. It doesn't mean that ukiingia kwa marriage, like unachuja life yako, and then you begin a whole new package of life with someone else. No. I think it's just a continuation of your life, only that now
with somebody
you've
else.
got to share that life with someone else. Because honestly, it would be really crazy if you have to do everything together, man. And I think, which is why I think, generation yetu, just a minute.
Let's take all the questions together, alafu tumalize juu ya time.
Which is why I think, generation yetu, tuko, okay, tunaishi, this is the 5th industrial revolution, technology. And there's a lot of influence, especially from social media. Sasa tuko na YouTube imekuwa ikivuma. Right now we have TikTok. TikTok is crazy. Like, guys are spending lots of time just trying to feed themselves with a lot of information on basically any topic. And when it comes to this thing of relationships, the way we say couples do this thing on YouTube and on TikTok, it creates in us an idea of how marriage or relationships should be. But I think kuna mse niliona akisema like a lot of guys when you wanna do your stuff on social media, like lazima tuelewe, first of all, that is content.
Yes.
Damn, that is content. It's like how someone does a blog and they upload it on their page. So lazima to differentiate hyper reality ya social media na vitu kwa ground. So that we don't get into this thing with an idea that it's always going to be mushi or something. You get into it with a lot of practicality. And it even begins from like work. You'll get someone who works in someone who is in a whole different field from you, and you won't be working together. Chances are you won't be working together, and that should tell you then it doesn't make sense to be doing everything together. I mean, there's time for you to do your stuff, there's time for that other person to do their stuff, but there's also time for you to do the stuff that brings you together.
Okay, thank you. Maybe I didn't tunaweza malizia because ya time. I didn't know we have so much to talk about. Where? Next time. Kumbe mko na maneno.
Yangu si kubwa sana. For example, Rosa, there's a time ulikuwa single. Ndio.
Sana.
And then ukakaa for a duration. Ukakaa for a longer duration doing your thing. Yani you have your own space. So when you started dating, uliwezaje overcome that space ya kuleta mtu?
My personal space, yes. Break you.
Yeah, uli manage aje kwa kunini kubreak that? Because on my side it's very hard.
To accommodate
someone
to accommodate into your space. You will need to elaborate kidogo, ndio you understand. Now, do I talk from the accommodating him from the marriage point or from the dating point?
From the dating point.
From the dating point. From the dating point, I wouldn't say much because our dating nini was a bit different. It was not a long distance relationship, but it seemed like one. Nilikuwa namuona like Sundays only, or maybe if he makes some time on Saturday. So he was quite busy and far. And also, pia mi weekends ipatikani. So you say he works during the weekday, then my work is dependent on the weekends. So hatukuwa tunapatana sana. So accommodating him wasn't so. It was a non-issue for me because he was still far. He would just come tuonane Sunday until a very long time. Then you know. Now into marriage, ndio, that space now I felt it because now he's here. There's someone always here to ukipita hivi kitu hapo. Ukipita hapo hapo. It can be a bit challenging because remember we were pure, we were keeping it pure, purely purity. And truth be told, a man, wait, am I supposed to talk to this? I'm engaged. Basically, a man, at a time you're planning, wedding planning, let me just go back to now wedding planning. As you're busy planning how you want your wedding to fall in place, he's busy planning of the honeymoon. Akili yake iko tu yake huku. It is 80%.
Mimi niko najua anashalipa mahali. Sasa amenipea ruhusa. Hii story nyingine haikuwa. Mimi hata sikuwa na stress.
Tunajua alikuwa ananiambia I just do everything. He'll come. He's coming.
Sikuwa na feel kitu yoyote.
Alikuwa tu kwa hand.
Sikuwa na panga
kila mahali like tukue it's a relationship tukue. So that is where he starts evading your space. From the moment you say I do, he starts evading your space. Na ako hapo na hakuna mali anaenda.
For the rest,
you have to put it in your mind and you have to be psychologically prepared, but you'll get people to work with that will also psychologically prepare you for that moment so that you're ready and you don't find it irritating. Very true.
And also to the men that are here, and create time for yourself. One, if you're working from Monday to Saturday, create time for yourself. Some Sunday you for service, you attend for service. Of course, you're not in any ministry by then. Attend for service. Confirm from her. Nilikuwa naona hii weekend tuende Arboretum. Just ask. Create time for your partner. In a way that ile distant, I'm not feel little distant. Because me, I imagine I talk all the way from Thika. Also comes all the way from Donham. The only time to morning on a Sunday. Nikuja on a Sunday, sina hiyo humble time because nimeingia men's chorale, nimetoka men's chorale, nimeingia meetings, nimetoka meetings, tunaenda home. When Kim drop home, to stay a few hours, then maybe huyo na hit the road and I'm going back to Thika. So unaona hatuna hiyo, hatuna humble time. But you people, you have that humble time. You create your own time. Mnasema hata kama yote mna work in town. I decided there's one thing Pastor Joe told us. Pastor Joe told us, create time for yourself. Mnaweza kutana hata tao. You say today let's have our dinner in town. Ingia pale mkule kuku. There's a place alitukotia, alikuwa anapenda sana Mac Fries. Pastor Joe used to love Mac Fries. Alikuwa anapitia pale na wife. They have something. Anamdrop home. Anaingia nenda nyumbani. So create time for partner, create time for yourself. And then by creating time for yourself, you are muna build your bond. Your bond ya ninyi wawili. But the moment uko south na yako north uko bro atakuwa anafikiria sasa Valeria bwana nani? Anafikiria kweli. Anafikiri unaona? So create time for yourself. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hapo kwa nini kwa boundaries umepata something?
Yeah.
What? On that topic, after you got married, are there times you get home and you forgot there's someone?
Kinataka mniombee msamaha kwa mkubwa wangu anikubalishe nitoke.
Tunamalizia ya mwisho then we start
mahali 20 minutes ago. I'm sorry. But I'm enjoying the conversation. Mazee mimi nimekuwa kwa kupokea leo, hata mmesikia sijaongea.
Kiongozi.
Shida ni errands. Lakini keki kuna keki. Tunataka celebrate from January to May babies.
Tuongoje juu. Anamalizia tu place ya mwisho and then we cut the cake. Utaacha kama tumekaa.
Mwelewe tu kwa leo.
Nawapenda sana, napenda chakula pili. Tunakupenda. Hakuna njia za kuacha chakula. Napenda chakula tena nawapenda.
Tunakupenda.
So kama ni chakula, singewacha. Lakini naomba tu.
Tunakuelewa.
Memruhusu. Sawa, thank you Baraka.
Naomba pia kabla ishe, Peti aseme kitu. Peti yako pia kwa ile mlango.
Sawa, thank you Baraka, by the way, the one who made the cake for us and is our leader. So you can appreciate him as he could.
Na mumpe orders okay. Birthday.
He made our wedding.
But he made our wedding cake.
Wow. It was the best.
Baraka.
Usingoje. Usiongee vibaya. Book tent. Yes. Nunua keki.
Book photograph.
Tuma invitations. Sababu jua mabei zinapanda. Umeona sukari imepanda? Jua keki imepanda. Ungenunua last month. Soda inapanda. Ishapanda. Iko juu. Sisi kama service provider. Hata photography nasikia ilipanda juzi. Ukianza kupigwa picha basi tu akronia.
Yes. Let alone forgetting that there's someone in the house. I forgot my house. Nimeishi Thika, so nikarudi Thika.
Tumeshaishukia Juja na Isnasei Kenyatta, tumeshaishukia Juja.
Huko ndio nilikuwa.
Buda kuita.
Hapo unaambia mtu ni drop kwanza anapeleka penye ulikuwa unaishi.
So that's
hata mshisahau kuna roommate. Shuka Juja.
Nishais. Kaunka. Tu bado. Yeah, it happened because nakumbuka after tumemaris nimeenda job. So nafaa kwenda home hiyo jioni. So mimi kuja jioni nafaa nishukie Kenyatta Place called Kenyatta Road. Nashukia Juja. Juja hata usajua wanauliza budu unafanya nini huko? Soli man ukashika move.
Forgetting, kuna hiyo kushtuka nilikuwa nashtuka. Najibu hiyo. So he loves walking into the kitchen ile pole pole ukipika alafu na grab from behind. Anytime he will do this for a while, nilikuwa nashtuka ile kabisa, like you don't expect someone then ametokea, you don't expect someone, so hapo ndo nikaanza kuzoea yuko. And now sasa it gets, because when he doesn't do it tena na feel kama kwani kuna shida
hakuna mtu.
Marriage is sweet.
Kuchoka kupika mimi uchoka sana.
Man, teach yourself how to cook, by the way.
Ifikie mzazi mimi uchoka sana.
Teach yourself how to cook.
Kuna time you don't feel like it, but I was fortunate I found someone that loves the kitchen. Yeah, so
many loves.
Mimi saidianga kwenda kitchen where I sleep next to my kitchen. That's how much I love my kitchen.
Guys,
how do you guys expect to live? We cook, man.
in other words, there's sometimes another kwako tao, sijamwambia nimepika. Na kwako tao, kama unasaidia unamwambia, you cooked. Oh.
We are also covered with a very good, we thank God if you are under the umbrella of GCI, you are in a very, very good space. Because there, our men, during your marriage process, our men are really trained on a lot. And our ladies are also trained on a lot. Your counseling, inakuanga intense. Yeah. And a man lives there. In most cases, he lives there. Sina ile ego ya the woman's place is in the kitchen. Yeah. Because you're trained all over. And then I would encourage anyone that is walking this journey to have so many couples, visit them. Just visit them and see how they live. Some will welcome you. The moment you've been announced, you shanza welcome you. To book them. So there are so many couples that invited us, and we would walk to their homes, and you see, and I think also that was part of a lesson they were trying to send. You'll find a whole deacon, a whole pastor that you respect that is on the pulpit, ametoka jikoni, a man, and he's there serving us, helping them. What is he trying to show? That it is not just my wife's work.
Yeah.
You can do this. So they even demonstrate it. I walked into so many different homes and I would see this and I'm like, oh wow, kumbe huyu anaweza ingia jikoni. Oh wow. And it creates that space and that room for you to not get into marriage ukiwa unaogopa ati nimeingia sasa kama mbochi. Ni kazi tu, kazi juu ya kazi, kazi juu ya kazi. We've been given a very good platform. Yes.
Kama unajua kupika utalala njaa mwanaume.
Also have people that you're looking up to, mentors. Look up to them, but don't live their life. Don't live their life. That's it.
Thank you so much.
Wow. Hiyo video iende video.
Okay, I thought I would be bored. Nimepata opposite. Because for real busy kudanganya. I came here only doing her and her. Take care. Huyu nilimjulia kwa parking lot. So I think imenibamba sana. Imenibamba sana to know that there is a group like this. I'm really feeling bad that my cousin didn't come. Yes. So it's out.
There's always a next time.
Yeah.
Those things no.
Tuko creators watatu hapa wenye najua. Please tutoke tu na subscription. Sasa mama yao anajificha. The person that pulled us into this is hiding.
Yeah. I'm a leader at least to start.
Please subscribe. I can share my link. Siko kwa group alafu awashareie na naomba tu. Bado tunapambana. We're at 400 and something subscribers. We are looking forward to getting to 1,000 by end of this month. So if you can do the honors, I'll really appreciate. Sometimes you don't even have to subscribe to what I am doing in that channel. Just by the virtue of knowing me, it's support enough. Just subscribe for support. Mbele tutajulia mbele.
And please watch for at least at least 3 minutes. Because if you do subscribe and you don't watch, the subscription will drop.
And then when you see an ad on a video, kindly
don't let it run.
Okay, I know sometimes there are usually a lot of ads, but you can just decide to watch just
You're telling
to
block.
Aki, the last thing, so that
and she's new. So
yes, so just because she's new, that's why.
I have something to add on that. Truly necessary to support people. So you don't have to watch. She's my friend, best friend actually, and saa zingine niko so busy, I just put the videos running kwa comp, because your support wana need. Ile anasema she wants to reach 1,000. Sisi tulikuwa tunaenda town kutafuta wasi. So let's support them. Actually, she told me I should subscribe to her. I don't know her, but I already did that. Na now watching. So msiseme ati excuse amna time. Lakini uko.
You never know your businesses. You can support this person. Okay, influencers of saizi wamekuwa very big nini kwa community. That person can also help you to develop your business.
Okay, sawa. Thank you guys. Like I have to close it at there. You'll forgive me if nimekufungia, but I'm just forced to. Pia mimi nilikuwa nataka iendelee, but we have to respect one another's times. Tomorrow is a Monday. Some have to kurauka, and we just have to remember that. So thank you for all the love you have shown here. Thank you for showing up. Right now kuna session ya tutakata keki, and then I'll talk one thing, not 1, 2, 1, because when I say 1, 2 we take time. Then June will give us a vote of thanks. So for our cake session, I request Lynn to take us through that, and then after that we just I'll talk, and then we bless this house. Then I'll speak 1, 2 things, and then we close because there are time. So Lynn, unaweza tupanga.
Hii keki mnataka tukate aje?
Sijui idome
kubwa ni yangu.
Mara sita.
Hapa kuna there's a spoon.
Naweza kuwa stool.
Watu watano waje wawakilishe the whole team. Yes. Gender balanced.
Tungemaliza then tuchukue tungemaliza kasi. Tumalize tukate.
Oh, we finish the all and then tukate and then we go. Okay, agreed. So let me finish it, all of it. So to start with, guys, like I'm very grateful for you guys showing up. It's one thing to call people and they show up, to call people, and another thing for them to show up. So like Aki asanteni, I'm really grateful that you showed up. Hope you had fun. It was our first kind of event, so I didn't have the template to follow. We just did what we knew we could do, and the Holy Spirit led us. So hope you had fun, you made new connections. Hope in the group hamtaendelea kunyamaza. You'll understand the need of building relationships, not even necessarily for marriage, but for doing life with people. Just knowing that life you don't have to have every connection you have with people should be transformational and not just transactional. Like I talk to Maureen here and then I just forget about it. No, it's not. It should not be that way. I should connect with Maureen and like just know how I can add value to her life and how she can also add life value to mine. Like, let's know relationships are important. If we had time, I'm sure they could handle that very well. The importance of building relationship and how friends are important even after the transition to marriage. So hatukuwa na template, so if we are spilled tumekaa sana beyond ile time ungefikiria tungespend hapa. Please receive my apologies on behalf of the leadership. We are sorry. Hope you'll find it in your heart to forgive us. Again, our president Apollo alipeana apologies yake. He really wanted to be here, but even after we had planned, he had confirmed that actually he'll be here, but something work related came up. And lakini angeweza, like he really tried but he had to attend to it. So you can see he gave us the venue. That's one thing that you should know. He was in support of this. He really wanted to be with us, but amewaambia tu receive tu apology yake, and nimwambie aje akinipigia simu mwambie apology okay, thank you. So yeah, tunamshukuru in his absentia to accept hosters. It's not easy to open people to your space. Si rahisi, not everyone opens people to their houses. So tunashukuru we had such a blessing among us. Again, I thank Rosa and Adam. Si rahisi kuita watu na they are busy people. Si rahisi tu kuwaita and then for an afternoon. Actually, I didn't give them a script on what to expect here, what to do, if they will be bombarded with questions. I just told them that we have an event, can they come? And they were like, yes. So I don't take it for granted. We appreciate, and may God reward you in a special way. So and then the last part, I want to appreciate the people who have helped us bring this together. I have a lady that I call like my mentor. She's called Lynn. Huyo ndio mnaonanga tu ka confidence kingine na waletea hapo, lakini huko nyuma kuna mtu anagonga huko nyuma. So she's the one that does that for me, and like, you have been a blessing. May God reward you. I can't give you enough, but God I could bless. You're such an humble girl. Thank God for you. I also thank Rachel. She prepared the meal for us. She was like, we can't come here and start cooking. You guys, like, we needed to bond. We needed that time. Imagine hatujapika na tunatoka saa hii. Sasa tungekuwa tunapika. Tungelala hapa. So you see the point. So shukran sana. Yeah, shukran sana Rachel. You really did a good job. We enjoyed the meal, and yes, to umekuwa challenge, you should start a catering farm. Yeah, it's a good bless. You have a good gift. Your hands are gifted. Yeah. So
ingine kama hii inaweza kuwa sleepover basi.
Hapo kwa sleepover. Okay. Wacha hiyo tuache. Okay, that one we will plan and see. The other person is blessing. I told you he prepared the cake for us. He was like, yes, I do a cake at this price, 2,200 per kg, but I can do it for you at this lower price because you're my people. And si rahisi, it's not easy for people to give you a discount. So I also appreciate that. We have our treasurer, Marianne. I don't know if she'll speak because of time. So asante sana Marianne, and also June. She's such a good one because sometimes me surprised to na assignments. She unapata Baraka maybe is held up with something else, Marianne is busy maybe with something, so she was there, comes in, chips in and helps with battalion affairs. So si rahisi, now we don't take it for granted to have such a heart to help. So we thank God for you. May God reward you. May God bless you, and that you may continue the same way. So Lynn, just to because mmesema keki tufanye tu tukate tukienda. So because Rispa aki ametujoin, just say hi. We honor your presence. We are very happy you joined us.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi. Sure.
Thank you.
Hi.
Praise God. Naitwa Rispa, and I was glad to have joined you. You are an awesome team. Naomba tu tuendelee hivyo hivyo. So next time, kama kuna mtu jana hapa, pull a hand. Ukimwona tu ndio tujae.